Hello, I am Brian Fredrick. You're watching Inside Durango Television. Joining me is Oige Kennedy, head coach of the men's Fort Lewis soccer program. Just coming off a game against Adams State. Unfortunate loss in overtime for 1-0. We played them on the Sunday that got rescheduled. How tough is that facing a team and then coming back to play the same team days later?
I think it is a difficult task for our guys to do. You've obviously focused. We were 1-0 up in that game, and we felt that the result was we were 7 minutes away from the Lightning. So it's unfortunate that we had to replay the game, but I think our guys did well enough today to win the game and should have probably gotten the result.
That's good. That leads me kind of into my next question, Ogie. Result aside, because obviously we all would have liked a better result in that. Result aside, though, how do you feel they performed?
I think that we had, the majority of the possession. We had some good chances. We were unfortunate not to convert those chances. I think that, when you don't make your dominance count, sometimes it can come back and bite you, and I think that happened today. But the most important thing for our guys now is this can't be a defining moment of our season. We have to, refocus. We play on Friday, and that's where we've got to kind of get our heads out right now, is get ready for that game against Springs.
Absolutely. Good teams hit the reset button really quickly, coming off a loss or a win.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2 days' time, Fort Lewis men's soccer program will be playing UCCS up in Colorado Springs, and then on Sunday against Regis. So what do you expect out of those games? What have those teams done thus far? Lead us into the weekend, if you will.
I think Colorado Springs are a program that have improved a lot over the last couple of years, and so we're expecting a tough game Friday night. And then obviously Regis had a great year last year, winning the conference, and so 2 tough games on the road, but I think that's probably what we need right now after today, is just getting back in the saddle and get going.
Yeah, for sure. Good stuff. Well, that's for me. We'll take a couple questions from the audience if anybody has any. Over here.
Coach, it seemed like you guys had a lot of direct shots that were on goal, but their goal just kept coming up save after save. Did you just talk about his Adams State's goal he's played and kind of how he affected the game?
Sure, I think he was probably their best player. I think he made some great saves, and I think the fact he was as busy as he was probably shows how dominant we were in our attack, but just couldn't get it in the goal, which I think in all sports probably the hardest thing to do is to score goals or score points or whatever it is. So we struggled a little bit with that today, but we kept going and we kept trying, and he made some good saves.
It looked like you guys had the winner at one point in the overtime. How do you, and then they called it back for the offsides, how do you kind of rein back in and focus, or at least try to you think, or I guess, do you think that might have affected the way your guys played, or how did that almost
I think it's a great point. I think the next play is what they scored on. So we were obviously a little bit disappointed that goal was called back. I think it's tough to at that, because you think it's over in overtime after scoring, but they went right down the field the next play, got a set piece and scored off it. So it was that was probably one of the things we could have done better on, was resetting a little bit quicker.
I think that's important in sports too, that momentum of the game, and finding that's not uncommon for teams to go from a super high to a super low, or vice versa, as was the result of today's game. So I'm Brian Fredrick, joined with Ogie Kennedy, head coach of men's soccer. You're watching Inside Durango Television.